And welcome back. In this video, we are going to be implementing the first UI element for our registration page, and that is going to be the profile image field widget. This widget is going to allow us to see which profile image we have selected for the profile that we're going to be creating, as well as upon clicking on it, allow us to actually pick a new image from the devices library. So with that said, let's get into it and let's see how to do it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to close my login page.dart file and I'm going to open up my register page.dart file. And from there, I'm going to head on over to my register page state class and then to the build UI function. And then in the simulator, I'm going to click on the don't have an account button so that I am taken to the registration page as well. And this way I can see the changes that I make in code being reflected on screen. So with that said, let's get into it and let's see how we can do it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to add two variables to my register page state class, and these are going to be of type double, and they'll be the device's height, and similar to that we'll have a late double, and then it'll be the device's width. And with this, I am going to go down to the build UI function, and here what I'm going to do is that I'll do device height is equals to our media query, and then from there query.off, and then I'm going to say context, so I don't know why I didn't copy it in, but context.size and then .height. And then with this, I'm going to go down a line and I'll add the device width as well, and I'll set that equal to the same line. So I'll just copy and paste that, but instead of height, it'll be width this time. With this, I'm going to do command save and make sure we get no errors. So now that this is done, we're ready to go to the scaffold part of things. So firstly, I'm going to add a thing to our scaffold, which is resize to avoid bottom inset, and I'll set that to be false. Once we have set resize to avoid bottom inset false, the next thing that we're going to be doing is that we're going to be now working towards the body attribute of our scaffold. So I'm going to add the body attribute, and then I'm going to say that the body is going to be a container. And then this container is going to have firstly a padding applied to it. So the padding is going to be our edge insets dot symmetric. So that just means padding applied for the horizontal axis on both the left and right, and the vertical axis on both the top and bottom. And I'll set the horizontal one first, and I'll say that the horizontal one will be the device's width times 0.03, and then the vertical one would be the device's height, and then for the device's height we'll say that it'll be times 0.02. Let a comment, then do Alt-Shift-F, command save, and we can move forwards. So once the padding is defined, the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to define the height and the width for my container. The height is going to be the device's height times 0.98, and then the width is going to be the device's width, not height, sorry, width, times 0.97, and then we'll move on to defining the child. The child then is going to be a column as expected, and the reason for that is because we want multiple children within this container in a vertical fashion, stacked one on top of each other in a vertical fashion, and that's only possible through having a column widget. Then I'm going to define the main axis size for the column, and I'll say, hey column, take the maximum size that you can take within the widget that you are constrained in. So that's the container, so maximum size of the container. Then I'll say that the main axis alignment is going to be main axis alignment.center, and then similar to this, I'll do the cross axis alignment, and I'll say the cross axis alignment is center as well. With this, I'll add the actual children's list, and now we're ready to add the children to this list. So the first children that I'm going to be adding is going to be the profile image field. So this is a custom function that we're going to be creating. So now I'm going to go down outside of the definition of this function here, and then I'm going to say that we have a function which returns a widget. It's going to be called profile image field, and then it's going to, okay, so now that we've created the function that's going to render our profile image field, we need to return a widget. And the widget that we're going to be returning is going to be a custom widget which we're going to build ourselves. To do that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to end this video here since it's been fairly long and I don't want to put a lot of stuff into just one video and make it really dense. I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we're going to be working towards creating two widgets in in separate file, which are going to allow us to have a rounded widget, which is going to display our image. And the source for that is either going to be a URL that's provided to it or a file. So with that, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.